Welcome to our Business Basics series. This is week 6 and our last week in this series. This week we're going to be talking about a few extras. The main things we're going to be talking about, placements, which is probably the trickiest part of this business, and our mindset and how important it is to develop ourselves into a better person. And so this is a fun week. And this just kind of jumps you into kind of that higher level of thinking. So this week, I just covered that. Placements, mindset, personal development, and leveling up. So we had one slide about placements last week, and we've talked a little bit on week 1, we talked about choosing your level of play, right? That's found in the build guide, which I don't have. But in the build guide in the back, it has a section of choose your level of play. And this, you always want to qualify your enrollments, guys. If you're not having these conversations with people, then you can just basically flush anything that anybody tells you about placements down the toilet. Because none of us are fortune tellers. We can't look in a magical crystal ball and know that, Susie spins a lot is going to be a fabulous builder. Like, there's no way of knowing that. Now, that being said, though, I do believe that God cares about this, and I have had times that I felt very strongly about placements, and so that is something that I will partner with God in if I'm at a crossroads and I just can't figure out what to do. So I will say that. So don't take that off the table. That being said, still ask them. You have to have that conversation, okay? Now, there is a new program that's going to be coming up. There's not a date of release yet, but I am super duper excited about this. I seriously, I can't wait for this. But this is going to be a new thing where we get rid of preferred members, and we're going to have a wellness customer and a wellness advocate. They are the exact same account, except for a wellness customer cannot have a downline, okay? They cannot make a commission. Now, a wellness customer will be able to upgrade their account should they choose to be a wellness advocate at any time, and then you get a chance to move them again. So, and with the wellness customers, you're going to be able to place them within your organization. So right off the bat, you're going to get people choosing which account they're going to want. Now remember, probably around 85% of the people that were going to sign up are going to be customers or users. They're not going to want to build a business. They're not going to want to share doTERRA. They just want to use. So keep that in mind as you're talking to people and you're getting no's. It's all in the numbers, guys. You're going to get people that don't want to do the business. The most people are not going to want to do the business. And so don't take it personally if you get a no. I just want to be a user, especially if it's someone that you're like, oh, you would be so good. Guys, I will tell you right now, potential is worthless. It is worthless in this business. It's hard work. It's that personal desire and drive. That's what matters. And so even if somebody is, oh, they've got so many contacts, oh, they would be so good, oh, they own this yoga studio, or oh, this or that or whatever, it doesn't matter if they're not wanting to do it, okay? You can't magically convert somebody into wanting to be a builder with you, okay? So, but until we have that wellness customer, wellness advocate choice for our new people to sign up and make that choice right off the bat, you still have to ask them, what is your level of play? Do you want to be just a user? Or are you interested in sharing? If they're interested in sharing, that's when you kind of break out the level of play from the build guide. We talked about that in week 1. If you're not remembering that, go back. I'm going to do a quick recap. But where's my mouse? There we go. Let them know as you're talking to them, there isn't a right or a wrong answer. I just need to know how to support you. And you're going to support a customer and a builder differently, right? And most people understand that. Just say, I just need to know how to support you best. If you want to be a user, I will support you as a user. If you want to do this as a business, I'm going to support you in this business. Have them choose what fits best for their goals and their life. Okay, if they are wanting to share, maybe they're just wanting to get their products paid for, that level 1, right? That path 1. and they're just going to dabble in a little bit. It's going to be more of a hobby. That's okay. We need those people. And people can change their path at any time. I know I changed my path. I did not sign up with doTERRA and said, woohoo, I'm going to be a diamond. I'm going to be a professional network marketer. I was like, oh, heck no, I am not going to do this. And so people can change their path, but people will have an inkling, okay? So keep that in mind. Okay, we talked about that. Okay, the first group, and this is where 80 to 85% of our people are going to fall in this category. These people are important. Do not discount them. Do not discredit them. As your organization grows, your users are going to be what makes up your paycheck. Okay, so we love our users. We love our users, but we can place them strategically so that we can advance and rank and maximize our checks. Okay, so, oh my gosh, guys, I'm so tired. I literally just pushed on my desk trying to move my mouse on my computer. Okay, this could be interesting. It's all good. It's all good. Okay, so our users, these are people that they say, I just want to use these oils. Okay, they're not going to have an LRP. When you're first starting out, if you get people on LRP, sometimes they're going to be on your front line just because you're trying to fill in your Power of $350 bonus, right? And that's okay. That's okay. But as you progress, you don't want to keep people that are just going to be users on your first or second levels. You want to put them on 3 or lower, okay? These people are not using their oils super frequently. They're using them here and there. They might just have picked a favorite one because they have a lot of seasonal threats, and so they love this lemon, lavender, or peppermint combination, but they're not really ready to branch out into anything else, okay? You guys have people in mind that this applies to. They're not asking you a bunch of questions. They're not really super eager to learn more about these oils. They take what you give them, and they use some of it. They don't use the rest, right? That's okay. These people are still important. You're going to put them where they're going to get support and where you need permanent volume, okay? So I'm going to show you a couple different graphic trees in a little bit, and we'll talk about where your users should fall. The next group, and this is our group 2. So if this is not sounding familiar to you guys, go back to week 1, and we talked about these 3 different levels of play. And this is kind of like the user and anyway, they're a little bit different, but it's you guys are smart people. You can figure this out. So a sharer is going to be committed to their LRP every month. They're going to have a book. They're interested in supplementing their income. They're going to host 1 to 2 events a month. They're going to come to some trainings. These people, when you're first starting out, yes, you can keep a sharer on your first level. But as your team grows, as you're getting maybe closer to silver and above, you're going to want to have these people on your second levels, maybe a third level, not necessarily on your first, because these are going to need a little bit more fluffing, so to speak. They're not going to be as consistent. You're going to place users under these sharers. So these might be your nurturers, your ones that are really good at taking people under their wing and giving them some love. And so when you place a user underneath a sharer, let's say our sharer is Jane and our user is Sarah, okay? So Jane, did I say Jane? Jane is our sharer and Sarah is our user. Now, I'm going to put Sarah underneath Jane. I am going to do a little Facebook introduction saying, or a text, a group text, some kind of introduction, 3-way call. If you've got face-to-face, awesome. But I'm going to say, Jane, this is Sarah. And you're not going to put Sarah underneath Jane until you talk with Jane and say, Jane, is it okay? Are you going to support this person if I put them underneath you? Oh, yes, I would love to support her. We're both homeschool moms, okay? So you see they have something in common. Or maybe they live in the same area or whatever. So you're going to say, Sarah, this is Jane. She's in your group on my team. She is a homeschool mom too, and she can be another support if you are not able to get a hold of me, or, need you need a little extra help. And that way, Jane is now taking Sarah under her wing and can provide her additional support so that you're not having to provide support to all of these tons of customers, okay? You're still going to provide support to them, and especially if they're your personal enrollments, but you want to try and lighten your load, not make it heavier, okay? So our sharers, these are people that are working about 3 to 5 hours a week minimum. So they're not real heavy hitters, but they're still working pretty hard. A lot of you guys might identify with being in the sharer category. There is nothing wrong with that. Sharers are awesome. This is honestly where I started out, and I don't think I really transitioned into a builder until I was at least a year in to doTERRA, okay? So I love sharers. A builder. And guys, these are going to be few and far between. You might not even consider yourself a builder yet. You might, and that's awesome, but you might say, "Ooh, I am not there yet," and that's okay. This is somebody that's committing to 100 PV LRP every month. That's super important for your Power of 3 bonus, for making it simplified. Oils are in their veins, people. They drink, breathe, sleep, eat, chew doTERRA. It is everywhere. They're actively seeking out growth opportunities. This is a person that is like, oh, okay, oh my gosh, I just found this other training, and they just can't shut up about the next thing they found, and they're so excited. They are attending every single meeting, every single training. They're on it, right? These are people that are doing regular personal development. They are reading books. They're watching webinars. They're working on it, okay? These people are making new contacts all the time, at least 2 new contacts a day. They are teaching 1 to 2 classes or events or one-on-ones a week. They're busy. They're going. They cannot shut up about these oils. They love it, okay? These people are working 15 to 20 hours a week minimum. So you can tell a builder is hardcore, right? I'm a builder. Have I always been a builder? No, but that's okay. So even if you want to be a builder and you're not there yet, this at least gives you an outline of what that builder looks like. But you can see that this is really, a true builder. It's going to be fewer and far between, okay? So as we're placing those, does this look familiar to you guys? This is, if you haven't seen this before, this is your back office. So when you log in, if you click on the team tab, and then click on graphic tree, this is what's going to pop up, and you have to choose the level. This is my father-in-law's leg. This is the default, I think, is 3, so you can choose down to however many levels you have. I personally don't like this one. I like this one because shapes are a lot easier for my brain to wrap around, but most newer people like this one, so we'll kind of talk about this. So let's say this guy is a builder, okay? This is our builder. This is you. We're going to look at this tree and we're going to say, okay, here, we've got a builder right here. Over here we have a sharer. She's doing good. She's talking, but she's going a little bit slower. And we're going to place users underneath our sharers. Okay, we want to make sure our Power 3 is going to get filled out. Now, on these trees, there's a few different keys you want to look at, okay? Look at the arrows going around the little body. I think this is so hard to see. I don't like it. I think it's too subtle. But you can see if it's got 2 arrows, that means the LRP is over 100. If it's a half arrow, they're on LRP, but it's under 100. Okay, so, and then the different colors are going to be the highest rank achieved. So looking at this can help you figure out placements a little bit more. Now, your tree might just have a few people on it. It might have more than this, and that's okay. Don't stress about placements, guys. I just want you to be aware. And then this is when you really start mentoring with your silver or above upline leaders. They want to help you. So I personally prefer this is the old tree. It shapes. Circle means 100-point LRP or higher. Square means LRP lower than 100. Triangle means no LRP. And then you've got, these are preferred members here. And when you hover over these in your back office, different information is going to come up, like when their next LRP is going to process, what their name is. And on the other tree, I think when you click on it, it gives you different information. So just play around. See, right here is where you would click old tree, and then the shapes would come up. So figure out which visually you like better to help you strategize and start imagining that organization. And I am so visual. Like I could, if you showed me my tree, I could probably identify it. And my tree's pretty big, but visually the shapes make sense to me. They stick in my head. I can tell where everybody is, and it makes it a lot easier for me planning my power of 3 and knowing where to place people, knowing where I need volume, knowing where I need stuff. Okay, so figure out which tree works for you and stick with it and study it and know your tree, because the structure is very, very important. Now, use your upline, guys. Seriously, I wish more people on my team, and I don't need everybody on my team calling me. Schedule appointments, please. But go to your silver or above upline and ask for help with placements until you feel like you've got a hang on it, the thought process that goes into placements. Use your upline. Schedule a call with them and have your tree ready, have some strategy in place and thoughts so that you can kind of paint a good picture for your upline to help give you good counsel on where to place these people. We've been through different situations. We've made good decisions with placements and we've made bad decisions with placements. We've been in this longer. We're further down the road, and so we can help you. So please, 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 please use your uplines for placements. We want to help you. But make sure you're scheduling those calls before the 14 days. Okay, do not message me 2 hours before the 14 days are up asking me for help on placements. I'm sorry. I've got a life to live. I can't just stop everything and help because you didn't plan. Okay? You know, when you sign someone up, you're going to put it in your calendar like 3 days before you've got to move them, that you need to make a decision on where they're going to be. And if you haven't thought about that, that still gives you a few days of wiggle room to schedule a phone call with your upline and get some counsel on where to place them. Okay? Use rank planners and power 3 planners to know where your gaps are. I'm going to show you guys these real quick. Hold on. I'm going to stop my share, and then I'm going to pull up my screen. Hold on. I thought I had these up here. Here they are. Okay. Hold on. I got to share the screen, right? Because you guys are just seeing nothing right now. Share screen. Desktop. Okay, so if you go to sharesuccess.com/library and you go down here, guys, this is an amazing resource. Please go through this resource. They have put so much information here that is so beneficial and can help you so much. So this is the Power of 3. Obviously, you can see I downloaded this a lot, but this is your Power of 3 planner. This is where, come on, little Power of 3 planner, pull on up, baby. This is where you can figure out how you can strategically get to your $1,500 bonus. Okay, the TV means total volume, because you have to have that 600 frontline volume for the Power 3 bonus, right? So you put yourself here, you put your 3 people, and there are 3 people. And guys, once you've been doing this for a while, you would be surprised at how close you might be to that $1,500 bonus. You might only be 4 or 5 spots short. So here's a sample of filling this out. So if you're a little lost, you can look at this and see how to fill this out. And this is a really great tool. I really suggest doing this on a monthly basis, especially with placements, guys, because if you can see, you're like, oh man, I'm only 1 away in this leg and 2 away in this leg from my $1,500 bonus, and you've got a user that's going to be on a 100-point LRP, heck yeah, I'm going to stick him in that spot. So have this, print this out every month and fill it out. The next one I want to show you is this rank planner. And this goes through all of the ranks So the first one, like this first page is pretty simple because all the way up to elite, it's pure volume. There's no structure needed to reach rank. Not until premier. And sorry, let me see if I can turn this. Hold on. There we go. Not until premier. Are you guys seeing the screen, the rank planners? I just want to make sure because last time I forgot to share the screen. Okay, good. So not until premier do you have to worry about structure. But if you're going to commit to this, this is something you want to do, I would at least start structuring for silver at minimum. Okay, so start looking at that and plan to that. Even if you're like, I don't think I could get to silver, that's okay. Just plan, just structure for silver, and then that way you can get going from there. This is great. I'm so visual, so this helps me a lot. I can put names in here, and then I can say, oh, you know what? So if I'm trying to get to blue diamond. Okay, here's blue diamond. It's a little overwhelming. Oh gosh, okay, that's too overwhelming for me. We're gonna go back. We'll go to diamond. But I can fill in names here and then fill in their people. And if I see that one of their legs is short, then maybe we need to go deeper and find somebody else on that leg that might want to be sharing. Okay, so you can start filling this out. And maybe you're not at silver yet, or maybe you're not at gold yet, but hey, you can start filling in some of these names and see, hey, you know what? I need somebody for this leg right here. And when I know where I have my gaps, it's amazing who shows up in my life. It's crazy, but I got to claim that gap. I got to say, yep, I got a gap here. This is what I need. And it really does help. So I love these rank planners. So print these out monthly. Get a long-term one. If you're going for diamond or you're going for presidential diamond, print that out and start getting names in there, okay? And it can be wish list names too. It can be people that you just would love to work with. Or it could be specific leader attributes. Maybe you have somebody that you really want. Maybe you really want a midwife on your team. Maybe you really want a yoga teacher. Maybe you want a lawyer. Maybe you want a doctor. And you can put those in your dream team rank planner, and just start, use it kind of as a vision board, but use those to your advantage, okay? I love the rank planners. Any questions there with those, with the rank planners? Okay, let's go back to PowerPoint. Okay, so use your ShareSuccess.com library, so important. Okay, so that's placements in a nutshell. I know that's placements you can go on and on about placements. But now I want to focus about your mind, your thoughts, and how important they are. And I love this quote. Sow a thought and you reap an action. Sow an action and you reap a habit. Sow a habit, reap a character. Oh, and there's a typo in there. That's annoying. Sorry about that. Sow a character and you reap a destiny. And this works in both directions. Rose, the rank planners are listed in the library under worksheets. So this is so true, guys, in both positive and negative. So if you are sowing negative thoughts, you're going to have a negative destiny. Do we know people in our lives like that? Are we like that? I know I was for a while, but thankfully I woke up and shifted that. Because I didn't want my destiny. I had this moment around, oh gosh, it was probably about 5 years ago, and it was like, crap, if I keep going in this pattern, I keep feeling like this, it was like almost like a vision, like seeing this destination out there. And I was like, that's not where I want to go. But a lot of times we don't think about that. We think about we go through life like this with blinders on, and we're not looking ahead on what we really want. And so we get distracted by all these little bumps and things along the way. And, oh, we stubbed our toe. Oh, I hurt my knee. Oh, I'm tired. And this all balls up. And before we know it, we look up and we're in a desert or something, figuratively. Does that make sense to you guys? Can you think of somebody in your life that's like that? And these are just a few other quotes that I wanted to share with you about how important our mindset is. So whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. That was Henry Ford. And the first time I heard that, I was just like, I think my jaw just like dropped the ground. I'm like, so true. If your mind is constantly looking to validate what you have told it is true. And if you have told it that you are a failure, that everything in your life goes wrong, that I'm not good enough, nobody loves me, everybody hates me, I'm going to go eat some worms, then that's what your reality is going to be. That's what you find what you're looking for, is what I'm trying to say. And if you're looking for ickiness and yuckiness and hate and evil and negativity, that's what you're going to find. If you're looking for positive things and miracles and God's hand and hope and joy, that's what you're going to find. Okay? So whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. So I would challenge you guys to decide tonight that you can. You can do this. And it is something that I feel that anybody can do, as long as they don't quit and as long as they keep trying to improve themselves. And this is something that if you guys follow me, you've heard me talk, you know how important mindset is to me and how big of a deal it is. And I think a lot of times I like to focus on that. And that's why I felt so that this Business Basics series was so vital, because sometimes we need those nuts and bolts. We need to know that we need to be sampling and that we need to be supporting and we need to be thinking about placements. But at the same time, we need to check what's going on in our head. What tape are we playing? What dialogue is going over and over in our head? So where your focus goes, energy flows. Have you guys heard that before? It is so, so, so true. If you are focusing on everything that's going wrong in your life, that is going to get magnified. And that is what is going to grow and what is going to consume you. And that's not going to be a good thing if you're looking at all the negative, right? But the same is true if we focus on all the positive. That doesn't mean we're not going to have bad days. That doesn't mean that we're going to have hard times. But we're able to say, hey, that's a hard time. But you know what? I know I've got tomorrow, and I know tomorrow is going to be better. So do you see the difference there? The grass is greener where you water it. Have you guys ever had that grass is greener syndrome? I know I have. Where you're like, oh, my life sucks. Everything is so hard. Everybody hates me. Nobody likes me. Maybe if I go over there, people will like me, or it'll be easier if I go that way, or I do this. But truly, guys, the grass is greener where you water it. Wherever you nourish, wherever you give attention to, it's going to grow, okay? And our thoughts create our reality. So in your doTERRA business, guys, especially as you're starting out, you're going to have a lot of naysayers. You're going to have a lot of people that are going to make fun of you or say negative things. And this could be even in your own mind saying, you know what, Nicole, you are not a good salesperson. You can't do that. You can't sell anything. And people don't want to listen to what you say. Now, those are things I heard. Those are things that I felt. But you know what? I had a bigger reason why I wanted to go forward, and a bigger reason why I knew I needed to share these oils. And I hope you guys have felt that in your life, or I don't think you would be here and taking the time to listen to me. But this is something bigger than just us. It's a movement. There's stuff happening, and I want to be part of it. It's exciting. This is something more than just selling oils. And it really is the greatest personal development program I've ever seen. And I get paid to do it while I get it to improving myself. So really, guys, pay attention to mindset. And there's a lot that can go on about mindset. And I talk a lot about this, especially in my Periscopes. But mindset, don't negate it, guys. Don't focus on just the nuts and bolts. If you're not working on improving yourself, you will get stuck in this business and you will not progress. Plain and simple. Okay, so here are a few of some really amazing personal development books. So it really, seriously, if you ask anybody who has achieved any kind of rank, I would say probably premier and above, then they will tell you that this is the best. Like my business goes the best when I am developing and improving who I am as a person. So guys, take a screenshot of this, get your camera out, take a picture. I just posted a list also on our Essential Oiler Leader group. Actually, it's a link to a list. But these are some amazing, amazing books that I reference regularly for different ideas. I would say, and these are kind of in order, I think, of your progression in this business. But I would highly recommend, if you have to get any two books on this, I would probably get the Slight Edge and Go Pro. Those are what I would recommend if you had to get just two books off this list. And I really do recommend, when you are getting personal development books, you know, I love my Kindle, but get the paper, because you're going to want to go back and reference, especially as you start to mentor people. You're going to want to go back and reference, and it's kind of hard to find, you know, the right page in a Kindle, but it's easier a lot of times in a paper book. So I would recommend getting, you know, it's an investment. It's a tax deduction. So get these books. And there's a lot more than this, guys. I just grabbed 10 that I like, that I have in my library, and that I really resonate with. So get some good books. The Being the Starfish and Get Off the Bench are doTERRA specific. Go Pro is network marketing specific. And then all of the others are just how to become a better person and how to refine yourself. And it was so funny. I was, so if you guys follow me, you know that I've been having a lot of opposition lately, and we're going to talk about that here in a second. But my dear friend that introduced me to oils and got me started, Megan Norp, she's my upline. She's been going through a lot of stuff too. And she's just like, yep, all this opposition, I say bring it on, because it's just buffing me up so I can shine even more. And I couldn't agree more. And but without reading these books and without learning more and opening my capacity to understand, I wouldn't appreciate it. Okay? So make sure leaders are readers. And if you want to be a leader, then you need to get reading. Okay? And you don't have to read all of these cover to cover. You can read until you get the concept, and then you can go on to the next one. I do that a lot of times. I'm like The Big Leap, I had to read all the way through. And I need to reread it, because that's one that I love, but I still struggle with. The Slight Edge, I got that concept really quick. So I was able to read in depth the first few chapters, and then just kind of skim through the rest. So figure out what speaks to you and go from there. If you know exactly what your problem is, message your upline and say, hey, I'm really struggling with XYZ in my personal development. What would you recommend? And they could probably recommend a really good book that would cater to that. Okay? So get you some books. You need these. Now, this is something I am so incredibly grateful for, are virtual mentors. Mentors, and typically they're going to be cross-team, and they might not even be doTERRA. They might be just network marketing or very inspirational. But that's what I would do. When I was starting out, I found diamonds and above that I just was drawn to. And I friended them on Facebook. And I asked to be invited to their trainings. And I just learned all that I could and really just I would observe them, okay? And I would take the good things, take what I liked. And if there was something that they did that I wasn't a fan of, then I would just kind of make that little mental note like, okay, I really liked how she did this, but for me, I think I would leave that out. And so I would kind of tweak it until I kind of found my own style. And I found the kind of diamond that I wanted to be. And I started acting like a diamond way before I was a diamond. I'm like, okay, I'm putting my diamond hat on. How would a diamond act? And it was amazing because as soon as I decided that, diamond was like, boom, 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 it was there. Okay. Shop around until you find about 3 to 5 that you really, really resonate with. Okay. Ones that just, oh, their souls and your soul just like connect and you're just like, oh yes, she gets me. I get her. Do you know what I mean? Hopefully you found a few. Now, this is a great list of a bunch of diamonds and above that are on Periscope. And I love Periscope, but I will tell you that there are some creepers out there. So you do need to check your followers on Periscope. And you kind of like, I'll have my phone, and when I'm checking, I have my hand over, and then I have one hand blocking. But sometimes the followers will be a little less than desirable. And so we just block those people, but I'm not going to let those yucky people ruin a really, really good tool. Now, I wouldn't, maybe at first go through and follow everybody on this list until you figure out who you like. And you can, and with Periscope, you can figure it out pretty quick who clicks with you and who, oh, Jen, you're so sweet. And Alicia, oh, I love you guys. But especially with Periscope, you can figure it out really quick who you click with. Have you guys been able to figure that out? Those that are on Periscope, like it's crazy. I'm like, oh, like I'll give you a few scopes that, you know, to kind of, I'll listen to, and it's like, oh, you know what? You're not really jiving with me. It's not that I dislike you as a person, but you're not really connecting with. Okay. So if you're still looking for online mentors, go ahead and follow everybody. But as you weed people out, either unfollow them or just mute them. But that way you can have your core few virtual mentors that you can really focus on, and focus on how you want to pattern your business, how you want to posture yourself. If you're like, oh, I love Angela Villa, and I love the Paleo Mama, and I really want to pattern after them. I want to like a hybrid of those two ladies. And you can totally do that. But you know, Haley Hobson might not jive in that mix, or I might not jive. So figure out your core few and then just kind of unfollow the rest. Okay. Does that make sense? Because I know it can be overwhelming when you're first trying to find those virtual mentors. It can be a little overwhelming, but find your core few and then just, you know, unfollow or mute the rest. And you can do that on Periscope, guys. You go on their profile. I'm like touching my hand. This image is actually posted in our leaders group. So just go on the photos in leaders group, and it's on there. So it's already on there. But just unfollow them on Periscope. You can friend people on Facebook that you like. Most diamonds are going to accept, diamonds and above will accept your friend request. And just watch them. And if you really like them, just say, hey, do you have a group that I could just observe? And if they have webinars or things like that, connect with them. That's what I did. And Jen Oldham was a huge, huge mentor for me. And I'm eternally grateful to her and her kindness to me and her generosity to me to help me get started. I just adored her. I still adore her. And so find some good mentors and follow them. Brianne Hovey is another one of mine that was always very kind and just free with information. So model your business after what you observe and just put your own spin on it, because we are all unique, right? We are all so special and have so much to give. So don't, if for example, if you like me, if you're like, oh, Nicole, you are like, we get each other, then that's awesome. But you don't need to be me. You can take some of what I do and put your own spin on it, but don't try to be me, because no one's going to be me like I can be me. But you can be you. okay? So put your own spin on it, put your own personality into it, but use those virtual mentors and take advantage of this fabulous social media age where we can connect so easily and learn so easily from such greatness, okay? Love virtual mentoring. Okay, guys, let's talk about this. So I love this quote. I know why there must be opposition in all things. Adversity, if handled correctly, can be a blessing in our lives. We can learn to love it. And that's something that several years ago I probably would not have agreed with, but I do now. And if you guys have been following me the past couple days, Satan has just been letting it go on me, and in crazy ways. And it's because I'm working on this cusp. I'm working through stuff. I'm leveling up. Does leveling up make sense to you? I'm trying to get to a new level, not necessarily just rank, but just that personal development growth, right? And so that opposition is going to come and is going to try and thwart those efforts on my part. And I'm not going to let it happen. And for me, opposition now is a signal that I'm on the right path. And so now I'm able to call it for what it is and say, you know what? Yes, get out of my head, because this is what happened to me Saturday. I'm going to be real raw here. But Saturday, it was just like my head was just like one negative thought after another. Nicole, you are the worst mother ever. You are just such a hypocrite. You're just a terrible caregiver. Nobody wants to listen to you. All this stuff going on. And I felt crappy. It hurt, right? Because those words hurt. But I was able to call it for what it was. I knew that it wasn't my thoughts, and I knew it wasn't from the source that I wanted to listen to. But I allowed it to, I gave it a voice. I said, you know what? This is what I'm feeling, and I let it go. And I was able to get through it and call it for what it was, and it didn't stop me. And that's just one example of the past couple of weeks that have been just crazy. But there's going to be opposition as you are on the right path. And just be warned, it's going to be there. Just know your destination beforehand. It's like, going through life like this. If we're looking down like, okay, this is what we're going to talk about. So when you're first learning to drive, right, you're so focused, because I've got a 15-year-old, you're so focused on getting the car right in between the lines, right, that you're looking just right in front of the car, that you're not looking far enough in advance to keep the wheel nice and steady and see what's coming up, right? And as you get your glance up and look further into the distance, you're able to see more, and you're able to see that, that was just a little rock in the road. I didn't need to freak out about that. Or, this is just a speed bump. I'm going to get over this. And so keep that in mind. So know your destination beforehand. So as these obstacles and opposition appear, it's just a speed bump. It's not the end of the world. So figure out what you want your destination to be. And that's not just in doTERRA. That's in life in general. And, with doTERRA, say, you know what? I'm going to be all in. And I would commit to working hard for at least 2 years. And if you give it 2 years of working hard, you will see results, and you will see that this works. And I know 2 years can be a hard time, but it's so worth it, guys. If I told you at the end of 2 years of working full out, you could be making a 6-figure a year income, how would that sound? Would you guys be interested in that? Hold on, I gotta look at my chat thing because my thing's going crazy. Hold on. Anyone? No takers for 2 years and you get a 6-figure income. Okay, we got one. Couple. Okay. Guys, that's what can happen. And 2 years, that's what I was able to do in 2 years. And yeah, 5 figures would be great too. And it really, it can be done, but you've got to commit. If you're just saying, okay, I'm gonna just work, this doesn't work in 6 months, I'm out, then I'm gonna tell you you're gonna be out. You're already out. Give it at least, I would say absolute minimum 1 year. And that's working like the full, 15 to 20 hours a week. You're calling everybody on your list. You are getting anybody and everybody to host a class for you. You are go, 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 go for a year. Then you'll see results. You do that for 2 years and you will have a 6-figure income. Okay? And with that comes personal development, because if you're not doing the personal development, you are not going to make it through those barriers that the opposition is going to put in front of you. I can promise you that, because there's going to be opposition, there's going to be barriers, there's going to be obstacles, and you've got to push through them or work your way around them or figure a way underneath them, but you've got to figure it out, but you've got to know your destination. So commit, and do not, never, ever, ever quit on a bad day. And trust me, I think I probably have more bad days than good days. Sometimes it feels when I'm just like, oh, I just can't do this anymore. It's so exhausting. I'm just whatever that's going, whatever's going on. Oh, I got told no again. And that's okay. If you're not feeling like you want to quit on a regular basis, you're not working it hard enough. Really, I'm serious. When I first heard that, I was like, oh, that's rough. Like, I don't think I want to feel like I want to quit. But once I started increasing how much effort I put into it, and I was doing it smarter and just working harder, I did. I wanted to quit on a regular basis. Let's see. Jen says, when I first started making business out of doTERRA, it was after I read one of Kawasaki's, books. And he said to find something you're passionate about and work hard on it for a minimum of 5 years. So 2 years is definitely doable. It really takes time to master something. Do you think that you're going to be a rock star diamond in 6 months? No. I see people that have made it to diamond super duper fast, maybe like less than a year. And that's awesome, but they have a lot of back work to do. The work is going to come whether you make it there quicker or slow. Okay. So you've got to become a master. You've got to work, and committing. 2 years is nothing, guys. As we get older, that's like a snap of the fingers. And it really is, it's not a bad commitment for the return that you can get. And with doTERRA, it is totally, like, I'm not exaggerating, guys. That is totally doable. Okay, so don't forget, remember, in this launch system that we're using from ShareSuccess, we're doing our pipes: prepare, invite, present, enroll, and support. And this is what you need to be doing, spending your time on every day, okay? 5 days a week. You don't have to do all 6 or 7 days. Sorry, there are 7 days in a week. But at least 5 days a week, this is what you need to be doing. 20% preparing. And this is, we learned this at Diamond Mind at Leadership Retreat. So this is your little reminder. So personal, this is prepare. Okay, like you're sucking on your thumb, personal development. Okay, setting goals, planning, getting trained, mentoring, learning. That's only 20%. Okay, so what you're doing now, this should only be 20% of what you're doing. 60% is here in the middle. This is your core: inviting, presenting, and enrolling. So it might not be an even 20-20-20, but you need to do those things, those inviting, presenting, and enrolling. That's your money makers. Those are your money makers, guys. And if you're neglecting those, you're not going to have a thriving, successful business. And then out here is supporting. This is launching builders, promotions, trainings, mentoring, nurturing relationships. This is supporting your team. You don't want to be too far out just supporting and none of this gets attention, okay? Because then you're just super fancy. Your pinky's out. You're better than everyone else, okay? So think of your hang 10 on how you should spend your time. The bulk of it should be here in the middle. Okay, so what are action items this week? We are going to commit to building for 2 years. So write it down. See, I commit to working and then figuring out how many times, let's say I commit to working 10 hours a week on doTERRA, or I commit to working 5 hours a week on doTERRA, or I commit to working 20 hours a week on doTERRA for 2 years, and put 2 years, which will be March 2018. Okay? Write it down. You don't have to have a specific goal, but have a specific timeline. And then once that 2 years is up, you can quit. You can say, forget it. This isn't for me. I did what I could, and I'm done. It didn't work for me. Okay? Fair enough? Talk to your silver or above upline for placement help and strategy. To look in your back office to know if you have people that are eligible to be moved, log in, click on your team tab, and then go to sponsor changes. And that will show you any eligible people that you have to move and how many days left you have to move them. So make sure you're checking that on a regular basis. Make sure you print off that Power of 3 and the rank planner that we just saw on ShareSuccess.com, okay? And start filling those out on a monthly basis. Get at least 2 personal development books, actual books, okay? And then find 2 to 3 online mentors to follow. And that can be Periscope, it can be Instagram, it can be Facebook. Whatever social media platform you really like learning from, do that, okay? And then do your pipes daily. It's such a great acronym. It's such an easy way to make sure that you are doing the right things that are going to build and grow your business. So make sure you are connected with us. You should be in our Essential Oiler Leaders group. If you are not, please make sure to find me on Facebook and send me a request and ask to be put in that group. And then thank you so much for a fabulous series. This has been really fun, and I hope that it's been beneficial for you guys. Make sure we're friends online and that you're following me on Twitter, Instagram, and Periscope. And here's my email address should you have any questions later. So thank you for joining me. I'm going to stop the recording now, and then we can stay on for questions.